Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant and welcome back for more of Let's Play Donkey Kong Land 3, now with 100% more preparation because I practiced a while ago, which means 100% more expectations and 100% more embarrassment when I fail. Hi Speedy! Did I call you by your right name or your wrong name? I really hope I called you by the wrong name because I wanted that to be a running gag, but if I'm going to call you by the correct name, it's not going to be a running gag because it'll be correct! And things that make sense are not memorable, which is why most of the stuff that I say isn't necessarily memorable, because I try to be logical when I say things. But if I say stupid things that make no sense, you're more likely to remember them. I don't know why that's the case, because you'd think it would be the exact opposite, where people would be rewarded for saying smart things that make sense. But this is the internet. Things aren't supposed to make sense, and if they do, they're probably a very good reason for it to make sense. But we get the DK coin, and we get ourselves a stopwatch, and hopefully that's everything we need to get here, so we can move on to an actual level! And I've also realized this entire time I haven't been naming any of the levels, have I? I hope there's a wall over there. There isn't a wall over there. I have to go get the barrel again. What the hell just happened? I guess it... Take it, move on, don't care how it happened, just go. Just go, just roll with it. However it happened, it doesn't matter. It did, it happened, it's a thing. You don't have to question it, just go. I also realized if you're holding down the B button, while underwater, you do swim horizontally a little bit faster, so that's a thing. I also don't believe that that was a thing in the other Donkey Kong Land games. I don't think it affected your speed of swimming underwater. Nor does it really seem to make much sense, and it feels a little more jittery. I don't know what the word for is. Jarring, kinda? I mean, you can see the screen is moving unusually fast. But, you know, it's weird. It's kind of thing. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a chance to record this, and I want to say there's a really cool thing up there. I'm just very bad at getting it. Please get it. Please get it. Yay! I don't think it's anything important. I think it just helps us skip part of the level. Like, you're not going to get DK coin or a bonus barrel for doing this. And I believe that was the checkpoint barrel we just hit. So hooray! And I want to say that there's something down here, because there's a secret in this level that I always miss, and for the life of me, I don't know where it is. I think it was the one at the very beginning. Which is kind of silly of me, because I think, oh no, there's a secret here that I always miss, and then it turns out to be something that, wow, that was unusually easy for me to make. I think that's the one secret in this level I am really bad at, and that was terrible. You're supposed to use that barrel to kill all of those guys in one roll of the barrel, like so. And I guess you're also supposed to roll through the porcupine, not kill it and disappear. And I don't think they'd pull the same trick twice. I think the reason they have this riverbank down here is for you to go through an alternate route. And there aren't many levels like this where you can take alternate paths through the level, which is kind of weird. But porcupines are kind of like the opposite of claptraps, where you have to roll into them instead of... Didn't we see them in the other game? I think they were in the other game too, now that I remember. Who says now? Why did I say now that I remember? I'm specifically saying I don't, and there's a bonus I missed. Where the hell is that bonus I missed? Let's go backtrack and find it, because that's the most entertaining thing to do, don't you know? Just go all the way back to the level and realize that you missed something, so you have to go through the whole level again. Or maybe I got everything! You know what? There it is. I was about to say it probably would have been easier on you guys for me to just get the flag and then go through the rest of the level, like, off-screen-ish, so you didn't have to put up with it. You know, this bonus is really annoying, because if you jump off of that platform like I almost did, you have no way of getting back. Have fun with that. But now we get to go all the way to the end of the level, and we can progress on with the game and everything, and I don't know where I got all of the energy to do the last couple of videos from. I did those all in one sitting. I don't know where that energy came from. I just sat down feeling like my old miserable self, and I just kept going and going and going, and I don't know how the hell I managed to do it. And part of the reason why it's taken me so long to get to this recording session is because I was kind of afraid I wouldn't be able to match that level of energy or sheer stupidity. Because once you see the first couple of videos of the thing, you start thinking to yourself, all the videos are going to be like that, and you have a level of expectation for them. And this jerkish, very jerkish bonus barrel placement, one of the last ones I found when I first 100%ed the game. Boy, is it annoying. Also annoying are these things with the ropes where you have absolutely no floor, so if you try to speed all the way down there to think, oh hey, there are stars down there, maybe I should go collect the stars down there. Nope, you fall off dead. Sorry, too bad. Speaking of which, that's a red herring also. You have to climb down here, and there's a... I want to call those things zingers, but I know they're not zingers. Stop correcting me. I know things! Or when I don't know things, I at least know that I don't know them, so acknowledge that fact, and don't get that squawks barrel, because you won't be able to pick this thing up. And this is what you need to get the coin! Yeah, I think that's what confused me at the beginning of the episode, where I thought you had to actually go back and pick up the coin. I forgot that it automatically just gives it to you when you kill the coin dude, which is really strangely forgiving. At least in the last game you had to pick up the coins, but it was also because there wasn't anybody guarding them, you just had to go and get them. And I actually came across a few days ago that with how bad the contrast is in this game, it was actually intended to be a Game Boy Color game, and it was released as a Game Boy Color game in Japan. You can go look up videos on it if you want. I haven't found an English patch for it yet. I'm not too happy about looking for one since I originally played it on the Game Boy, and I kind of want to keep that level of authenticity, but at the same time, the contrast in the Game Boy Color version is so much better. You can actually see things! And it's about as close to the SNES colors as you're going to get. And as maze-like as this section is, I don't think there's anything of interest here. I think the N is hanging around somewhere, but there aren't any bonus barrels or whatnot. But it is really neat that this was actually I want to say it was going to be on the Game Boy Color. I guess they just wanted to rush it in the Americas, or I don't know what versions Europe got. But I assume they got the same version as we did, because who thinks Europe is more special than the United States? Come on, typical American perspective on things right here, but I don't know. I kind of want to check out the Japanese version on the Game Boy Color simply because it does look a lot easier to play. But I'm still undecided if I happen to find a patch for it, whether or not I'd actually go for it. I also haven't explained why I switched over to Dixie here, despite the fact that I mentioned I always want to retain Dixie just in case I need her. If you switch over to an animal friend, you revert back to whatever monkey you were originally when you jumped into the barrel to change into the animal friend. So even if I lost a hit here, where I originally had Dixie, you normally think, okay, well, you're going to come out as Kiddy Kong when you finish the level, right? But you're actually going to come out as Dixie, if I ever manage to get there. I am way too impatient at these sections, I swear. I think the N is either over here, or it's over there, or it's down below. It might be down below. I might have gotten it before and completely missed it, I don't know. Don't put it past me to be stupid. You know far too well I can be very stupid very easily. And I think over to the right is a bonus barrel. But yeah, see, now we have Dixie instead of having Kiddy, even though the monkey that we lost was more than likely Dixie. And we get to change with the directions of the barrels that we shoot ourselves with. The barrel cannons. Yes, I never call them barrel cannons, do I? And we fall all the way through them and die. And it's weird that we can't actually go through the floor there. You'd think we'd be able to. But one of the reasons why I'm getting a little more used to rolling through enemies, even though I've mentioned in past games I'm not really a big fan of rolling through enemies like that because it's not as precise as jumping. You get a little boost of speed when you roll through enemies as opposed to just jumping on them or just running around, so it's something that you'll find very, very helpful later on. And here's a boss! The boss is a snowman! The snowman that shoots. I should not have jumped when I threw that. He shoots snowballs out of his hat. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. He just does. He's a snowman! So grab the barrel, throw it off the roof, and just stand here. And whenever one of those snowballs looks like it's going to come close, you're supposed to jump out of the way! And that's all there is to it. Most of the bosses at the early stages of this game are fairly easy, if you know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, they're still fairly easy. You have a problem if they're not easy for you. They're going to get much more difficult later on. Now is not that later on, but it is going to happen at some point, so you might as well get used to it. Life isn't fair. Why did I say that? Even though it's true, it didn't really make any sense for me to say it. Why did I say it? Why are you still watching? I don't understand this. I almost died because I wasn't paying attention. I could have sworn you had another set of attacks after I get the coin for killing you. Oh well. Let's start a new world at the end of a video, because that's kind of been the trend of this, hasn't it? Oh god, these worlds. I really hate these places because they are really jerkish about where they hide things, and if you go to search for a thing that's probably there but it may not be, you will more than likely die. So you would think it would have helped for me to have actually practiced to see where stuff was. Unfortunately, I don't actually remember anything from what I did, apparently, because I'm stupid, and why would I remember things that would help me out later on down the road? I don't know. There's a thing over here, and it's a K, and there's a guy over here, and he's a thing, and he's dead, and there's a bonus barrel. Why did I say I didn't know where things were? Now these barrels we're not going to see until later on. You can move them around and fire yourself from them. I'm not exactly sure what to call these things. I'll probably come up with a funny name for them when we get to the level with that sort of mechanic. But for now, we're just going to call them T-barrels, and I'm probably going to call them that. I don't know why I said it was going to be a big mystery. I probably should have gone down there to check and see what was there, but I imagine it was just the alternate path if we'd gone up the other way and didn't go for the bonus, so I'm not going to go all the way back there. And it seems like I have my energy again, even though I'm saying the same stupid shit I was before, except now I'm saying it with a lot of energy, so it sounds a little bit more easy to listen to. Or maybe it's not, and you find it obnoxious, in which case you probably stopped watching it for the first episode, so I'm not trying to pander to you, you son of a bitch. Let's just keep going as long as we can, and where there's something and there's a something there, and the thing is, why am I even how do I get away with this crap? How do people get away with this on the internet? There are people that just go away with, they just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for the sake of talking, and a lot of crap they say doesn't make sense, and we still find them entertaining, myself included, and I know a couple of people that are like that, and they are awesome for it, and I cannot for the life of me understand why. That's true of a lot of things on the internet. I just don't understand why things on the internet are popular, or are they the way things are, and the like, and why stupid crap is funny, but smart crap is not fun. Okay, I do understand that much. I'm not that much of a complete idiot. I want to say there's a bonus over here somewhere, or maybe it was on the other side. I hate these levels with so many alternate paths. You can never tell which one is the right path, and you never want to go down the right path because there's always cool stuff on the wrong path, and there's probably nothing over here. Why did I jump down to my death? Not death, there's something over there. Oh well. Alternate paths! Why are you so confusing? Okay, always go in the opposite direction of the arrow. That much I know, and there should be something over here. There's nothing here. Why is there nothing here? I go all the way back down to where I was before. That's stupid, and that's silly, and it's... Why am I doing this? Come on, move over! Who do I tell to move over? This is a conflict in my brain I have had for a very long time, and that is thinking and saying random crap that people still... There's a... What? God damn it! I think at least for this LP, I have told my brain, you know what, whatever you're thinking, make words out of them and come out of my mouth. I'm not putting on any sort of filter on my mouth that would stop me from saying words or saying things, even though they make absolutely no sense. I'm glad I went back for that barrel. Can you tell? You probably can. I'm sure you can tell from most of the other LPs I've done that I'm very careful about what I say and how I phrase things, and I want to be exactly correct whenever possible, because I don't want to mislead people into thinking things are one way when they're actually another way. And I'm very scared of dying because of these porcupines. Yes, I know they have another name. Stop telling me what that name is. The dude better be over here. How am I supposed to get there with you in the way, you dick? Let's try that again, with less fail, because fail is for losers that fail at things, and we're not losers that fail at things, except I missed the bonus at the very beginning of the level, which means guess what I get to do again, because the end of the level's over here, and there's no bonus over here. So I get to go all the way back in, and wait a minute. When I guess it didn't count the bonus until I finished the level. Oh well. Next time! Vertigo Verge! See you then.